All right, let's talk about something that a ton of us have felt, but maybe don't fully understand. We're going to get into the difference between acid reflux and GERD. Time to clear up the confusion and really understand that burn. You know the feeling, right? You've just had a great meal, maybe you went a little overboard, and then it starts. That uncomfortable, burning sensation creaking up your chest. So, what is actually going on in there? Okay, so first things first, let's get the definitions right. Because even though people use these terms interchangeably, they're not the same thing at all. One is basically an event, and the other, that's a full-blown disease. So at its simplest, acid reflux is just a mechanical hiccup. So your stomach acid is supposed to go one way, down. When it decides to flow backward, or reflux, up into your esophagus, well, that's acid reflux. And your esophagus just isn't built to handle that kind of acid, which is exactly why it starts to burn. And you might be surprised at just how common this gets. I mean, pretty much everyone gets acid reflux once in a while. But that 20%, that's the number of adults in the US dealing with GERD, which is the chronic, much more serious version. We're talking 1 in every 5 people. So this is way more than just a little annoyance. It's a major health issue. This right here breaks it down perfectly. Just think of acid reflux as the symptom. It's that occasional, uncomfortable thing that happens, and you can usually handle it with an antacid. But GERD, or gastroesophageal reflux disease, that's when the symptom becomes chronic, happening at least a couple of times a week. It's an actual diagnosed disease because it signals a bigger problem that can cause some real long-term damage if you don't treat it. All right, so that's the what. Now let's get into the why. Why does this happen in the first place? Let's unpack the mechanics behind it all. Okay, the main character in this whole story is a little muscle called the lower esophageal sphincter, or LES for short. Its job is to act like a one-way valve. It opens up to let food into your stomach, and then it's supposed to snap shut to keep everything down there. Acid reflux is what happens when that valve gets a little lazy. It weakens or relaxes when it shouldn't, and that lets stomach acid splash back up. So, what could make this important little valve fail? Well, a few things. A hiatal hernia can mess with its physical structure. Pregnancy is a big one. You've got hormones and physical pressure that both tell the LES to chill out. Obesity can do it too by increasing the pressure in your abdomen. And smoking, that's a real double whammy because it not only relaxes the valve, but it also tells your stomach to make even more acid. And then there are a bunch of everyday things that can make it worse. You know, certain foods and drinks like chocolate, coffee, or alcohol are famous for relaxing that valve. Eating huge meals just puts way too much pressure on your stomach. Even some common medications or something as simple as lying down right after you eat can totally set the stage for reflux. Now, this brings us to a really important point. Why is it so critical to manage GERD? Well, it's not just about feeling comfortable. It's about preventing some pretty serious health problems down the road. See, when your esophagus is constantly getting hit with stomach acid, it gets inflamed. That's called esophagitis. If that keeps happening, your body tries to protect itself by building up scar tissue, which can actually narrow your esophagus and make it hard to swallow. And in some people, the cells themselves start to change, becoming more like the cells in your intestine. That condition, Barrett's esophagus, is actually precancerous. The key here is that this damage happens step by step over time. And get this, the damage isn't always just in the esophagus. That acid can travel all the way up into your throat and even get into your airways, especially when you're sleeping. This can cause all sorts of problems you might not even connect to reflux, like a sore throat that just won't quit, a nagging cough, or even making asthma symptoms worse. Okay, I know that was a lot of heavy information, but here's the good news. And it's really good news. This is all very manageable. So let's switch gears and talk about the actual tools you can use to get some relief. A lot of this starts with really simple changes to your daily life. Eating smaller meals takes the pressure off your stomach. Waiting a few hours before you lie down lets gravity do its thing. Hey, even sleeping on your left side can help keep the acid where it belongs. And of course, tackling the big things like smoking or excess weight can make a world of difference. Now, for more immediate relief, you've got medical options. The over-the-counter stuff like antacids are fantastic for that occasional reflux because they neutralize the acid right then and there. But for chronic GERD, doctors usually go for prescription meds like H2 blockers or PPIs. These guys don't just fight the acid that's already there, they actually reduce how much acid your stomach makes in the first place. Super effective for healing and prevention. So you know the difference between the two, you know the causes, and you know the treatments. But what do you do in the moment when you feel that burn? And what's the game plan for your long-term health? Let's wrap this all up with a clear action plan.
Okay, you feel it starting. What do you do right now? First thing, just stand up. Use gravity to your advantage and help keep that acid down.
Next, loosen anything tight around your stomach, your belt, your waistband, whatever it is. Taking that pressure off can make a surprisingly big difference fast.
And finally, take a few small sips of water. Don't chug it, but a little bit of water can help gently wash any acid that's crept up back down into your stomach. And this right here is probably the most important thing to remember. If this is happening to you more than a couple of times a week, you've got to talk to a healthcare provider. GERD isn't just an inconvenience you have to live with, it can cause real harm. But the best part is, it is absolutely treatable.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. After hearing all this, what's one small thing you can do starting today? Maybe it's just skipping that late-night snack or making that doctor's appointment you've been putting off. What's the one change you can make right now?